You've seen our projects.
You've seen all the sneak peeks behind the scenes.
Now we're taking you back in to see how it looks after the renovation.
This is After the Renovations, ATR with Jon Pierre and Mary.
Let's go check it out. Hey guys, we're here today to show you one of our recent renovation projects that we did inside of an old church building. Our client was going for like that vintage chic style. So now we're all done and we get to go in and see how it turned out. It's gonna be
cool.
It's gonna be super cool. So y'all come on in.
Let's go.
Good.
Come on in.
Oh my goodness.
Yay! Wow. This looks amazing,
I think so too.
Sarah.
Y'all did such a great job, especially that brick wall.
What a showstopper. As soon as you open that front door,
Yep.
I bet you all your neighbors are jealous.
Everybody loves it. And they really do. And everybody thinks that brick and the beams were already here. So It's nice. They just blend right in and look so natural.
Well, what was most important to you was, like you said, just keeping the overall charm of the building. It was built in
1923. It was a former church and they converted it to residential condos, I think in the early 2000s. So, it's just, an old historic building. It's got a lot of charm.
So what did you see on the other floors that you wanted to bring into this house?
Yeah, I saw, the exterior, as y'all saw, is that beautiful red brick. And most of the units, the original units have that inside. They have the exposed brick walls. So I love exposed brick. So that was my number one. I wanted to get a brick wall. And then I also saw the wood ceiling beams and knew I wanted to add that as well. So those are my two biggest, I definitely want those.
Yes.
And that y'all really went above and beyond with adding those.
This brick wall is a showstopper. It's amazing.
It really is. And everybody thinks it was already here. When I tell people that we added it, nobody believes me.
I know one of the things that was really important to you as well is that it looked like it belonged here.
Yes.
So they did like the extra grout.
Yep.
That really makes it look old and vintage.
Exactly. I really like it. It's kind of a distressed, messy grout on purpose, and it really made a huge difference. It doesn't look too clean or new.
Yeah.
So it turned out great.
So let's talk about the kitchen.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I don't remember what it looked like before, but what did you guys do in here, Jon?
So this was, you had the two heights, right? The island thing,
Yep.
which I don't even know why they do that. I know why they did it back then, but it doesn't make any sense. So we just cut the whole thing down. We had to redo a little bit of the plumbing, and then we added a sink in the faucet. And then I think you guys picked out these lights, which are amazing.
Mary found those. Those are one of my favorite things in the whole place. The stained glass, I think it brings in that kind of charm of how it was an original church, but it's also modern and fun.
I love how clean it looks. I love the blue and how it bounces off of the paint colors and the natural light coming in. It's just doing all the things.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the countertops we added as well. I really wanted it to be not so white and not so busy, and I feel like this was the perfect in between.
I agree. They're beautiful, and they work so well with the paint color too, so it all just came together.
What I really want to talk about is the Backsplash, because you introduced me to a new product that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
It's the Zealage tile, and we don't even know if we're saying it right.
I have no clue how to say it. I know how
It
it's
sounds
spelled.
very fancy though.
Yes.
It sounds fancy.
Exactly.
But tell me what drew you to this particular material.
Yes, so I love that it's distressed and kind of imperfect looking, and so each one is slightly different than the other, and it just felt like it fit with the theme of this building, and I didn't want anything to look really clean or really perfect. And then you picked out this color, which was the perfect color, I think, because I was at a loss for which color to choose, and I just love this teal blue. I think it came out so well, and then laying it in that brick pattern too, I think just really complements the brick wall.
And that's what I really was going for. And I also appreciate that you chose not to put grout in the middle, just because it really shows, like you said, all of the imperfections of each one. Apparently, in my research that I did on it, because now I was super curious, they are all individually handmade, and I mean it's clay. So I just thought that was really special, really unique to blend in this color teal to bounce off of your brick wall.
I agree.
Well, that said, I do want to talk about this little area right here, your library, because it looks really cool.
Absolutely.
So tell us the story behind this little area.
So this is one of my favorite rooms in the whole place. There was this funny little nook here that we didn't know what to make of it. Exactly. And I thought about making it an office, but I love to read, and so I really thought it would be amazing to make it a library, but I wasn't sure how to make that come to life.
Yeah.
And y'all exceeded my expectations with how you did this.
Well, there were some different ideas going around. At first, we didn't know if we were going to build a full-on shelving system. Jon really has to spearhead this because there were some issues with the weight of the wall. So Jon, why did you decide to do this shelving? And then you also picked out the hardware for the shelves.
So Sarah, I know you wanted a space for all of your books, and you do have a ton of books. A lot of really cool looking books as well. But the one thing that I wanted to make sure we did here was compensate for the weight, because putting books on shelves that aren't supported properly would lead to a disaster, right? So I felt like this would be a good wall to use. Originally, whenever we started this, this wall wasn't this big. Remember, it used to come to about right here. The cutout was much shorter.
Right.
So what we did is we built this out just a little bit. We used the same casing to make sure we stayed with the same character of the house. And then we put in these shelves, and each of these bars are connected to a stud in the wall. So we can put these, 2x12s on top. We stained them, and then you can put all the weight that you want, or you could sit on them if you wanted to, because they're pretty strong now. So it looks fantastic.
But you guys also had to do some maneuvering around the plug, so you had to make sure that it was also centered, because that was something that was really a concern for me. And what you've done here, is absolutely beautiful. With all of your books and your little knickknacks and the chair and rug. It's just the perfect space, and I'm just so happy that we get to come and see what it looks like, and why, like the reason why you wanted it. Yeah, it just brings it all together for us. So thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this is the room I might spend the most time in. I sit in this chair and read just about every day. So thank y'all for bringing this to life.
We end up doing some additional things outside of the original scope. At first, we were like, let's just focus on the main area, but then you decided to treat yourself.
I did. We splurged a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But I'm happy about it.
Good, because it shows that you don't have to do all the things, and you can also work with what's here.
Exactly.
So you want to show us those things that we did?
Yes.
Your splurge.
Yes, let's go. So one of the things that we did in here, because we didn't want to, I wanted to be careful with how much I was spending, so we touched it up with paint. We did this beautiful teal accent wall to bring in the teal from the kitchen.
Yes, and that's exactly what we did. This is a color match from your zealage tile, because you really want to do more brick, but at the end of the day, we run out of coins. It's okay. Yes. Let's find something else that we can live with right now, and then later on we can always come back and add on. So I think this is a perfect addition to that, and a great compromise, and it looks beautiful.
It really does. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Good picks.
Thank you.
So then that will lead us into your main bathroom.
Yes.
And this is another quick little splurge that you did.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's check that out.
So the master bath is one of my favorite rooms in the house as well.
It's great.
Well, I love it. It's spacious. It's just super clean. I love that you decided to do the herringbone pattern in your shower, and it works well with the original floors.
It does. We changed out the countertops. We did keep the original vanity, and then Mary added the hardware, new mirrors, new lights, new tile, and a new paint color, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So overall, it looks clean. It it looks like you. I mean, it looks great.
Absolutely.
And we did one more thing, just a quick little update. We ended up doing the guest bathroom.
We did.
Yeah, originally you were like, oh, it's just for the guests. They don't need anything.
Yeah. And then I saw what we were going to do with this one and was like, okay, let's do the guest bathroom.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
So the guest bathroom, I'm really glad we decided to renovate since that wasn't part of my original plan, but I'm very glad it was worth it.
Well, yeah, we had the extra tile, we had the material. What we decided to do instead is to do the subway in that brick pattern, because I don't know if most people know this, but any herringbone pattern that you do is extra cost because of all the extra cuts. So doing this in the subway tile in that brick pattern and bringing in the gray grout, it just makes it look so clean. And then we had the extra material to do the countertop, so it's like, let's just get it done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It made all the difference. I knew I would want to do it at some point, so I figured why not just go ahead while we're already at it. Let's do the guest bath too.
And it just feels so bright in here with that window. I think it was a really smart decision to do.
Yes, and originally it had the tile backsplash matched this flooring, and so it was just so dark.
So dark.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm really glad it's a lot brighter and just more open now than it was
Felt like
before.
a dungeon.
It did.
So
Yes.
funny. I don't remember what it looked like before. It looks great now, though.
Yes.
Again, everything that you chose, it just feels like it was supposed to be here all along.
I think so too.
And that was the whole point. So mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go look at the brick wall again. One more time. One more time. There it is.
So good.
I know, I just sit and stare at it all day. It's like a work of art.
It's really cool. I mean, when we were at the brickyard picking out the bricks, like we were looking for the brick that would look the oldest and was also solid, so we could get multiple cuts out of it. So you know, if you go and look at each of these bricks, even though they're all crumbled and beat up, they all came from one bigger brick. So it looks cool now that they're all together. I mean, it looks like it was always here. Well, we really appreciate you. When we renovated this house, it was just a house, and now you've turned it into a home, and it looks fantastic. Yes. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you both. Y'all are welcome anytime. I love living here. It's all thanks to y'all, so I appreciate it.
Well,
thank you. We'll let you enjoy it. We'll get out of your hair.
yeah.
And
we'll have one last look.
one last look. We're sad to go.
Well, come back anytime.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye.
All the things.
I know, look to me.
Well, that's it for our condo renovation. We hope you enjoyed exploring the design with us. We're looking forward to sharing more projects with you in the future.
That was fun. Bye.